Joining me, the great Andy Lee, of course. We finally got the Jason Quigley comeback. At what point did you guys realise we're going again, we're doing this, we're making another run for this?
Only the last few weeks, really. A lot of soul searching for Jason, I guess. My confidence never wavered in him, and I thought, if you want to come back, I'm here for you. That's what I said. If you want to fight again, I still believe in you, and I know what you can do. It was just a terrible night for him in New Hampshire. I wasn't in his corner, couldn't be there due to visa issues, and then also he got his jaw broken with the first punch. So it didn't go his way, but I know he's much better than that, and he's hungry in the gym. He's got great desire, and now it's the second coming, and see how he goes. You know what I mean? It's up to him now. He's here because he wants to fight. He's made enough money probably doesn't have to box, but he's here because he wants to box.
Given how the fight went and the way everything was going, like you say, your visa issues, that must have been one of the tougher nights for you, sitting at home like 4 a.m. or whatever, watching that, and not being kind of helpless, not being in the corner.
Texting somebody who's ringside trying to tell him what to do, but it's brutal. Horrible experience.
Would you agree? I think it was Tyson said it the other day. Demetrius Andrade is probably the most underrated fighter in the sport at this time.
Yeah, and just dangerous and unconventional. And I know how good he is. I spotted him a lot myself, so I knew how good he was. And listen, it was never it wasn't my intention or my plan for Jason to fight him at this stage. I thought Jason still needed 2 or 3 more fights. But they got the fight and they took it.
So back in Dublin now, obviously there hasn't been a great deal of pro boxing here. This is going to be a massive event for Jason. Then a couple of weeks later, Katie comes back. It seems like boxing is very much back in the Republic of Ireland now. Yeah,
and I heard there's another showdown in Waterford in between as well, Dylan Moran. So it's good. It's good. It's needed. There's great fighters from this country, so it's good to have Irish boxing back. And it's like you have to travel to all these countries to watch Irish fighters, and you can't watch them in your home country, so it's something that needs to be amended.
Is that issue sorted, by the way? If Jason fights like next in America, will you be able to corner him then? Or?
Well, we're hoping to resolve it, I have a visa, but it's for commentary.
Right, okay. So you could just say you're commentating on the fight.
Yes. They find out and I'm done. So anyway, it's going to be sorted,
So obviously, you mentioned travelling around a bit. You're going to probably have to travel around for Tyson's next fight, but it's probably going to be in the Middle East or somewhere. Maybe it'll be in the UK as well. How much of Tyson have you seen lately, and how confident are you going into this Usyk fight?
I haven't seen a lot of him recently. We were together all the time with Joseph Parker's fight, so we trained before Christmas and after Christmas. And I have no update on the fight because I haven't spoken to him. But I think it's on, it's off again. It's on. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't see it being done anytime soon. I don't know. Seems too good to be true, really.
No, for sure. I mean, it's certainly. I mean, we've never had an undisputed heavyweight title fight in this 4-belt era. So, and it seems like there's constant delays. It was supposed to happen in a couple of weeks, probably, wasn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, there's nothing I can say about it because I don't know anything about it. But they need to fight each other, and I think it's a difficult fight for Tyson. Probably, obviously Deontay Wilder's got the power, but in terms of technical ability, Usyk's very good. But obviously, back Tyson to win.
Of course, there's a famous quote, I think it's from you, of someone was asking about how, he struggles with these cruiserweights to come up, right? Because Steve Cunningham, he said, but look at how that fight ended.
Yeah, exactly. Look how it ended. And that's what happened with this one. Tyson could outbox him. Tyson could fight him southpaw and try to box him. And if it doesn't work, Tyson just maul him and eventually wear him down.
Too big?
Too big, too strong. Too good, all the attributes, all the advantages.
What's happening with Joseph Parker next? Obviously, he comes back off the Joe Joyce fight. I think you probably could have been happier with the last win, but you get the win anyway. What's next for him?
He's still in a great position, and because he didn't look great, probably they think he's vulnerable now, so they're going to try and get him, which is ideal for Joseph because he struggled to get fights.
Yeah.
There's Michael Hunter. There's Daniel Dubois. There's some talk about Dempsey McKean, the Australian back in Australia or New Zealand. And those are all good fights for Joseph.
You know what fight I would love for him is Francis Ngannou. I think that'd be a good, bring Francis into the sport. Joseph, former world champion, get it on Tyson's card, and you kind of build the Joseph can be the one who stops it.
Joe smashes him, then it's over.
You think he smashes him?
Yeah, of course. He's not a fighter, is he? He's a wrestler or MMA, but it's not a fighter. It's not a boxer.
For sure. Speaking of people who are not really boxers, Tommy as well. Obviously, well, he's a real boxer, but he's fighting a YouTube guy in a couple of weeks. Have you seen how much of Tommy have you seen throughout your time working with Tyson and stuff?
Bits and pieces. I actually seen him spar Paddy's brother-in-law Jason Hardy a few times when they were meant to fight, and he got the rib injury.
Yeah.
Bits and pieces, yeah. He's a good basic, good fundamentals, but he's very, very strong. Naturally heavy-handed, Tommy. He's a big puncher. Athletically built. Jake Paul, I think, is very strong. I think it's a good fight. I think it's a good match fight.
It's one of those things. I think Eddie Hearn was saying, if you put it on an undercard of some world title event, you would look at it and go, that's a good 50-50, 8-6-0,
it's a good
8-0.
fight.
It's a good fight.
It's a good matchup. Yeah.
Are you confident Tommy beats him?
I think it's. Listen, obviously you go. I know Tommy. I know his family, and you say I believe he's going to win, and I want him to win. But I think it's a tricky fight. I think it's your man is a strong boy. Jake Paul, he's strong, and he's picking up experience. He's got good coaches he's working with, and there's a lot he won't be intimidated. I don't think Jake Paul. It takes a lot. Can you imagine never being a YouTube person, never having a fight them walking out into a stadium full of people, completely naked, exposed, going into a boxing match. But he's
never been lower than Comain, Jake, in his whole pro career.
So it's a good fight. I think good fight.
Do you think that sort of thing is good for the sport? I mean, they go over there. Jake obviously helps out Kate, or helps out Amanda, who in turn helps Katie. You see. Obviously, the cruiserweight title on the undercard, things like that. Is this sort of thing good for boxing?
It draws interest, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's the Misfits boxing thing, which I'm not too sure about because of all the.
They got the tag teams and the mystery opponents.
It's a bit more of a gimmick, but this is a real fight. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a real fight.